What's up, guys? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Zatima. This is season 2, episode 13, you guys, and the episode is titled Never Too Late. Y'all, let's just jump right into it. We start off with Fatima. She's arriving to this damn therapy session that Zach has, set up for her to come to. Because come to find out, this was all Zach's bright idea to show his love for Fatima. To show that, oh girl, I'm trying to get some help out here. Don't you see I'm trying? Negro, please. So Zach is literally begging her to stay. And in that moment, I'm just like, Fatima, just leave. Why do you want to sit through this? First of all, Zachary, you have a lot of stuff that you need to handle and a lot of stuff that you need to work through, but you need to do that on your own. Because none of this right here has anything to do with Fatima. None of it. And on top of that, y'all, when you think of all the things that Fatima has had to endure while dating Zach, and how many things that she had to put her hands in because of his messed up lifestyle, Fatima, move on, please. Because you done had to get involved in his baby mama drama. You done had to get involved in all kinds of stuff dealing with Zach. And is it really worth it? I don't think so. Because I feel like Zach at this point, he leans on Fatima way too much. Like, he can't even handle his own things without leaning on Fatima and her having to carry the heavy load for the majority of the things that's going on in his life. Like, I'm overwatching that at this point. So, they start this session, right? Because Fatima, she decides she gonna stay. Y'all, let me tell you what was distracting me. Zach's mother's face. I said, why you look more beat up today than you did when you supposedly got beat up a couple of days ago? What's going on here, girl? Her face was toe up. So, they only want to be there so that way they can get the money out of Zach, right? Which is his brother and his mother. They both over talking about, so we need the money. Now, here comes the brother. He mentions how, he took the fall for Zach and how he did, what was it? He was facing 20 years, I think. I'm like, okay, sir, you did the time. Please move on. But here comes Zach. He's like, okay, well, what about when you had me doing all these robberies between ages 9 and 17? I said, wait a second. 9 through 17? You never got caught up? You never got sent to juvenile hall? I guess you were good at it, Zach. So within this session that they're having, right, it is clear that the mom, she gotta still be high. She has to be. Because the way she was coming at Dr. Reed, and then how she called Fatima out her name and called her the B word multiple times, I'm like, ma'am, how high are you? And what drug is your drug of choice? I'm just curious at this point. So, Fatima, she didn't say nothing to this lady. Like, nothing was warranted for her to call Fatima out her name at all. So then she goes on to tell the story about how nobody wants Zach and how she basically got beat up by a pimp because she showed up on his doorstep saying that Zach was his baby. Like a hot ghetto mess. That's exactly what this was. She goes on to say how don't nobody know who Zach daddy is. His mama is trying to leave. I guess she trying to go get her next fix. And basically, Zach, he breaks down. He tells her that, he has somebody who loves him, even though he, always pushes this person away. He deserves to be loved. But, he's harboring all these feelings and all these things because of the things that his mom has done to him. And at this point, he decides to tell them that he's done with him. He's done with his mom. He is done with his brother. And here's my thing. Zachary, you just brought these two crackheads up here for what? I get that we have to have this emotional breakdown with Zach. But honestly, you could have cut them off and started therapy on your own. Because you're never going to get anything out of these people, especially when they drugged up, number one. And number two, let's be honest, with a mother like yours, you ain't never going to get no solid answers, or y'all are not going to come to any type of good terms. Let's be honest here. Like, we could have done all this in the projects, y'all. All of it. Like, why did we come to the office? Why did we have to pay Dr. Reed, who did absolutely nothing in this session? What the hell we paying him for? Like, I'm trying to understand. Because to me, the therapist is not that great. Like, Paul, this is the man you was bigging up? Because I don't see it. Maybe y'all can explain to me in the comments. Because I feel like Zach did all the work in this conversation. But nonetheless, Zach, he says that, he can't lose Fatima. But here's my thing. Zachary, the issues that you have with your family, those are your own personal issues. Like, let's not negate the fact that your messy mother is the one who told Fatima that you slept with Connie because she saw you go up to her place. Then you decided to come home and you did not clarify that your mother had lied on you. And on top of that, you told Fatima that you smashed Connie. So what the hell is really going on here? Because I get that he has his issues with his family, but the issues that he got with his family is totally separate to what the issues are with his fiance. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like some of these things ain't even tying in together. But nonetheless, Fatima, she ends up telling Zach, because the other two, they done left at this point. Fatima, she ends up telling Zach that, she's happy that he is starting therapy and all of that, but he needs to be doing the therapy for himself. And of course, he's like, I can't lose you. I can't lose you, Fatima. Yeah, you can't lose her because she's actually an asset to you. That's why you can't lose her. So she ends up bringing up the fact that, he was really mean to her on the elevator and that, she didn't appreciate that. So he's like, I'm sorry, Fatima. And I'm like, is this the first sorry that we're getting out of Zach? Because we never hear him apologize for anything. He'll give you some excuses and skate around it, but he ain't about to apologize to you, okay? So she goes on to be like, it's because you have like those abandonment issues from your mom and you think everyone's going to leave you. So this is why you act up, all of that, right? Now, she don't know what to do at this point. She don't know to go left, right, up, down, make you spin round and round. She don't know what to do because she does love Zach, but at the same time, she got to choose herself at this point because he ain't benefiting her. So he has the audacity to hit her with the line, "You don't love me no more?" No, we don't love you no more. Like, Zach is a trip, I promise you. But I get it. We got to be emotional in this scene. So she's like, I got to go. I got to go. I can't do this. I got to go. Then she tells the therapist, can you explain to him? Because I got to go. I said, what? Again, what the hell is Dr. Reed here for? So Fatima ends up leaving. Now here comes the therapist and his analogies. Again, y'all, he's supposed to be the best therapist. I don't see it. But let's go ahead and move on. Y'all, we see Fatima crying in the car. But why the hell is Paul here? I'm like, where did you come from? Why are you here? Fatima, did you give him a call? What's happening here? So he basically says that, they can still go out. He'll talk her ear off. And that's going to be that. So they still plan to have this date. I'm just like, ma'am, please go home and take care of yourself. Why are you trying to get up under Paul? And you don't even like that man like that. But I guess, girl. So now we see Angela and Bryce. She is giving him his things that he left at her house because we are officially over, okay? Angela and Bryce, no more of that. Now, he still wants to be friends, but of course she doesn't. Like, I feel like low-key, Angela's character has like a tinge of like homophobia, and I don't really like that. Because like, every time she talks to Bryce, she kind of talk down to him a little bit. I don't like that. But nonetheless, she ends up asking him about Zach. And I'm like, why do you care? Why do you care about how Zach feels and what Zach got going on? So he's like, oh, I don't really talk to him like that. So basically, she tells him how Zach and Fatima broke up. Girl, that's not his business. Why are you telling him this? And Bryce, he's like, Zach don't really talk to me or whatever. And she's like, well, can you blame him? And of course, Bryce just thinks that everybody needs to move on from that situation. Now, Fatima, she decides to come on home to Angela's house. She tells her about the therapy session. Oh, also at this point, Bryce done left. So she tells her about the therapy session, and Angela is questioning Fatima, like, are you going to try to get back with Zach? Like, what's up with that? Girl, no. Fatima got plans to go out with Paul. And she's looking out for herself. And if Zach gets hurt, oh well. Honestly, when she said that, I wasn't even mad. I wasn't mad at all. Because Zach be playing too many games. He has too much drama and he be playing too many games. And the way he disrespected her and her friend in that house, ain't no way we ever coming back. So, let's go ahead and move on. Because this unnecessary ass scene that we had to suffer through. Why the hell do we see Nate helping Deja out the car? Why does she still have this neck brace on? Just why, oh why are we suffering through this? Zach ends up coming home. He don't want no parts of seeing Nate or Deja. So he go in the house. Nate and Deja, they talk about her little case against Fatima. And he basically tried to tell her that she needs to go ahead and drop that case. All right, fine. So Nate ends up going to see Zach. Zach, he's not feeling Nate because he feels like, Nate has been extremely negative towards his relationship with Fatima. And yes, he absolutely has. But Zachary, you never nipped that in the bud. You never put your foot down and be like, Nate, what you're not about to do is disrespect the woman that I'm with. And you're not about to play her like the way you are. Because let's not act like Nate wasn't searching, digging, and trying to find anything that he could on Fatima. Because he was so obsessed with Zach. Talking about so he's just looking out for him. No, you're not. You low-key want to be Zach. But nonetheless, Zach ends up telling him to leave. And Nate, he gave him this like BS apology. Like, sir, you're not sorry. You're not sorry for stirring up stuff in that man relationship. You got a kick out of it. Hell, you just got a kick out of it when you were talking to Deja. Talking about how messed up Fatima is. Let's not forget that. So, let's go ahead and move on. Fatima. Baby girl, she has on her red freakum dress with the shoulder pads. Yeah. I said, girl, what year did you get this dress from? Because this looks like low-key something you could wear to work. I mean, just because you give a body in it does not mean you did not get this from the work section of the Macy's. Because that's what it's given. Nonetheless, Fatima is trying to avoid seeing Belinda because Belinda works at the club that she wants to go to. Now, Angela, she lets her know that, listen, Belinda, she will be at the club, but I can meet you there. I can distract Belinda so that way she ain't all up in your business. So here goes a knock at the door. The ladies think that it's Paul. So Angela, she's like, oh, I want him to get the full effect. So she go over there to swing the door open. Y'all, it was not Paul. Of course, it was Zach. So Zach, he wants to talk to Fatima like he always do. So Fatima's like, all right, let him in. So she basically tells him that she's going out. And he comes over just so he can tell her that, he didn't sleep with Connie or whatever. But here goes Fatima. She tells him, oh, well, I've been sleeping with Paul, so you might as well have slept with Connie. Y'all, I don't understand this tit for tat that Tyler keeps writing for these two. It doesn't make sense, especially considering it's all lies. How we doing tit for tat on lies? You not sleeping with him. He didn't sleep with her. What the hell are we doing here? Like, it doesn't make sense. So, nonetheless, she basically tells him that they are over, and she ends up walking out the door. Y'all, why did Zach stay to talk to Angela? I said, sir, go home. But he basically tells her how he loves Fatima. And Angela is like, listen, once Fatima is done with you, she's done with you. So I think that it's best for you to move on. So he goes on to tell her about how he didn't sleep with Connie, even though he did go up to her room. Sir, that's also a problem. The fact that you even went up to this woman's room is a problem. So at this point, he is assuming that Angela has talked bad about him to Fatima. And she's like, listen, you should not, assume things, because I think that you're actually smart. I think that y'all make a great couple. However, I don't want to see my friend Fatima, be hurt because she's been through a lot of stuff. So he's like, well, everybody done been through a lot. I don't be meaning to hurt her on purpose. And like she said, that's what makes it worse. Because you're unintentionally hurting her. Consistently. All the time. So, out of nowhere, she basically tells Zach that he needs to be nice to Bryce. I said, where'd that come from? Like, we were not talking about Bryce. What is happening right now? So, we end this conversation with Zach saying how Fatima is his, claiming her as if she's property, and Angela tells him not to do anything stupid. Y'all, do y'all think that Fatima needs to stick around for that dumb therapy session? What did y'all even think of the therapy session? Y'all, let me know in the comments. I will talk to y'all in my next review. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.